class we discussed about the areas and their formulas. In this class I am going to discuss about formulas and the logics to solve the problems related to the centers, centroid, circumcenter, incenter and orthocenter of a triangle. First of all, centroid of a triangle. See, as per the plain geometrical definition, centroid is simply the point of concurrency of the medians. For suppose, if you have a triangle, for this triangle ABC, a line segment starting from a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. Line segment starting from a vertex to the midpoint of opposite side. This particular line segment is referred as a median. See, there exist three medians in a triangle, and those three medians will meet at a point. That point of concurrency is the centroid. Like this, there exist three medians. All those three medians will meet at a point. That point is considered as centroid. And as we know, centroid divides median in the ratio 2:1. So with this knowledge of centroid, I see we are going to calculate coordinates of the centroid. Whenever we calculate the coordinates of centroid, if the coordinates of the vertices are given, A x1 y1, B x2 y2 and C x3 y3 are the coordinates of the vertices of a triangle, then from these three coordinates we need to calculate centroid. See, for suppose sometimes the questions ask you to find the midpoint or foot of the median. This M is mentioned as the midpoint of BC, as well foot of the median, and that median midpoint M value can be calculated by the midpoint formula. X2 plus x3 by 2 comma y2 plus y3 by 2 is the median midpoint. And since it is the midpoint, this A x1 y1 is the vertex. See, this AM, the line segment AM is divided by the centroid in 2:1 ratio. When you use section division formula for it, what I am saying, section division formula, centroid will divide median in the ratio 2:1. With that particular logic of M:2N formula for these two vertices, and on simplification you will get the centroid as x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. See, I am not mentioning the proofs here, okay? Right. This is about centroid. If you have three vertices x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, then we will calculate centroid of the triangle using this particular formula, okay? Just memorize it, okay? This is about centroid. And the next one is about circumcenter. What I am saying? Circumcenter. Circumcenter of a triangle. As I said, centroid is the point of concurrency of the medians, whereas circumcenter is the point of concurrency of the perpendicular bisectors. Circumcenter is the point of concurrency of the perpendicular bisectors. For suppose if you have a triangle, perpendicular bisector I am saying, the word perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular means it is perpendicular. Bisector means it will bisect, okay? Already we discussed all these things in the previous chapter and in some previous classes. That's why in detail I am not mentioning, okay? See, as we know, perpendicular bisector is a line which passes through the midpoint of BC as well perpendicular to BC. This is known as perpendicular bisector. Since there are three sides, you will get three perpendicular bisectors, and those three perpendicular bisectors for sure will meet at a point. That point of concurrency is denoted by the letter S and is known as circumcenter. And the special property related to the circumcenter is equidistant from three vertices. SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. Distance from this circumcenter to A, distance from this circumcenter to B, as well distance from this circumcenter to C, all these three are equal, and with the help of this particular logic, this particular property, that circumcenter is equidistant from all the three vertices, we will find circumcenter of the triangle. Okay, all these things we know it, okay? And if you discuss more on circumcenter, by taking circumcenter as center and the distance from that vertex to the circumcenter as circumradius. For suppose if you join these two and if you take it as radius and this as radius and it as center, if you sketch a circle, that circle surely passes through the three vertices of a triangle. Actually, to find circumcenter, that is not a matter for us, and we will use this SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. So using this formula, we will calculate centroid. Using this logic, we will identify the coordinates of the circumcenter. Okay, I am erasing this. Just have a screenshot, and then in 18, I will discuss about orthocenter. So after mentioning the properties and the logics to find all these centroid, circumcenter, orthocenter and incenter, then I will give you problems to solve. Okay, one problem in generally to discuss. So circumcenter is clear, centroid is clear, and the next one we need to discuss is orthocenter. Okay, just recall the properties related to orthocenter, the definition of orthocenter which you learnt in the previous chapter and in the previous classes. Orthocenter. Okay, centroid is point of concurrency of medians. Circumcenter is point of concurrency of perpendicular bisectors. Whereas this orthocenter is the point of concurrency of the altitudes. See, for suppose if this is a triangle, yeah. See, we need to sketch the altitude, right? This is altitude. Okay. So like this, we will get three altitudes in a triangle, starting from a vertex to the opposite side. These three altitudes will meet at a point, and that point is known as orthocenter. Okay, but to find orthocenter of a triangle, we don't have any specific property related to orthocenter. But to find this orthocenter, we need to use the help of Euler line. I think you know about Euler line also. Okay, Euler line. In this Euler line, in every triangle, Euler line exists, and that is first identified by the Euler, and so we call it as Euler line. So in any triangle, if you observe, if you locate orthocenter, circumcenter and centroid, all these three, orthocenter, circumcenter and centroid, all these three will lie on a line, and on that line again, this centroid will divide, line joining orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. This is specifically Euler line. With the help of this property, if you don't know about orthocenter, take it as P comma Q. Okay, and you have a formula to find centroid, you have a logic to find circumcenter. Find circumcenter by this logic, find centroid by the mentioned formula, and after having these two, using this particular ratio, you just calculate orthocenter. So to find orthocenter, initially we need both centroid and circumcenter. Okay, right. This is about orthocenter. And the next thing is about incenter. And one more thing is, not only incenter, we have another thing related to the triangle. We call it as 9-point center. First I mentioned that, and then I go for the incenter. 9-point center. And this 9-point center is denoted by the letter N. Okay, yeah, see about this 9-point center and 9-point circle, everything we discussed in previous classes, and that's why I am not mentioning here. Okay, see, 9-point center is basically, it is just a midpoint of Euler line. As I said, Euler line here, right? So the line joining orthocenter and circumcenter, its midpoint is denoted by the 9-point center. Okay, basically 9-point center is the center of a circle passing through 9 specific points. Okay, and that center is denoted by the letter N, called as 9-point center, and Euler observed that 9-point center is again midpoint of his Euler line. So 9-point center is simply midpoint of orthocenter and circumcenter. First of all, find circumcenter, find centroid, then find orthocenter. After having orthocenter and circumcenter, the midpoint of these two is simply 9-point center. And when combining this 2:1 ratio along with that midpoint, okay, so when you take everything on a line, see, this is orthocenter, this is circumcenter, and its midpoint is 9-point center. Somewhere we have centroid again, when you calculate the ratios, all these three together will form 3:1:2 ratio. So if the distance between orthocenter and endpoint center is some 3 units, then the distance between these two is 1 unit, as well the distance between these two is 2 units. Okay, all this discussion is observed by Euler. Okay, just have a look. So incenters and excenters. Basically, incenter is what? Point of concurrency of angular bisectors. Angular bisector means what? A line which bisects an angle into two equal parts. This is basically angular bisector. And this angular bisector will meet the opposite side at some point, you may say x. Okay. And as we discussed in previous classes and in some other classes, okay. See, this x is mentioned as the foot of angular bisector. Okay, and this x will divide these two sides in the ratio. Okay, this side in the ratio of other two sides. If you say the triangle is ABC, then it is very clear that BX by XC is equals to AB by AC. BX by XC is equals to AB by AC. Okay, so with this particular idea, so AB is what? AB is basically denoted by small c, because opposite to angle C, and AC is denoted by small b. The length of this AC is denoted by small b because it is opposite to angle B. Okay, that in the sense BX by XC is simply C is to B. The ratio in which X divides B and C is to B. First, suppose if you have the vertices of the triangle as A, x1, y1, B, x2, y2, C, x3, y3, if these three are the vertices of a triangle, then you can identify the coordinates of x, since it is dividing BC in the ratio C is to B. So therefore, x is equals to, how can we identify? Section division formula, right? x2, y2 and x3, y3, C is to B. So C x3 and then B x2, okay? So C x3 plus B x2 divided by C plus B, comma, and then C y3, okay? C y3 plus B y2 divided by C plus B. Just by the section division formula, this x, which is the foot of angular bisector, or you say point of intersection of angular bisector with its opposite side, by the vertical angle bisector theorem you will get this ratio. And since you have this ratio, this x divides BC in this ratio, then by section division formula x is simply that. And now we need to calculate incenter. Incenter is the point of concurrency of angular bisectors. Since it is one angular bisector, and for sure incent lies on it, and we already mentioned it in different situations that this is A, this is X, incenter is there on this angular bisector which is dividing this AX in the ratio B plus C is to A. What is that ratio? B plus C is to A. Now we have A as x1, y1, this X as these are the coordinates. Now ratio is also given, B plus C is to A. Then easily we will identify incenter as AX1 plus BX2 plus CX3 divided by A plus B plus C, comma, AY1 plus BY2 plus CY3 divided by A plus B plus C. Actually, see, memorizing this formula is enough to calculate incenter, to identify the coordinates of incenter. But we will face different types of problems. Sometimes the questions ask you to find the coordinates of x, and sometimes the questions ask you to find the ratio in which incenter is dividing AX. Okay, so this ratio is required to memorize. This ratio is required to memorize. The way of finding x is also required, whereas the formula for incenter is also required. Okay, just have a look. This is about incenter. You just take it as A, and then by erasing this, I will give you B. Okay, How to calculate the coordinates of x center? Have a look. X centers. Okay, what is x center? X center is the point of concurrency of one internal angular bisector and one external angular bisector. What? One internal angular bisector and one external angular bisector. So this is the internal angular bisector. These two are equal. And when you extend these two, here you will get one exterior external angular bisector, here one more external angular bisector. These two external angular bisectors will meet at a point denoted as A1 or I1 or IA, which we call it as x center opposite to vertex A. Okay, A, B, C are the vertices of a triangle. Similarly, we will have x centers opposite to vertex B and vertex C also. First, suppose I1 x center opposite to vertex A is determined by minus ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 divided by minus a plus b plus c. So similarly you can write that y coordinate. And I2 x center opposite to vertex B, okay, and which is determined by ax1 minus bx2 plus cx3 divided by a minus b plus c. Since it is opposite to vertex B, we need to take minus bx2 minus b. Similarly y coordinate. And in the same way you can write the coordinates of I3 x center opposite to vertex C. Okay, just have a look. You just complete it. You just write these y coordinates as well as the coordinates of this I3 x center opposite to vertex C. After this I will give you what? A problem to solve all these things. So now just have a look. We need to calculate orthocenter of the triangle with the vertices 4, 1, 7, 4 and 5 minus 2. With these three vertices we need to calculate orthocenter. Right. And to calculate orthocenter, we need to calculate centroid first, circumcenter next and then orthocenter. Okay. For a general triangle this is the way. But there are some special triangles. For those triangles directly we will give you orthocenter and I will discuss those things in the next class. And here at present, first of all centroid. See, G is the letter denoted for centroid. X1, see, take these points as x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3. Centroid means x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. So 4 plus 7 plus 5 divided by 3. x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. And then y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. 1 plus 4 minus 2 by 3. So when you calculate, this is equals to 7 plus 5 is 12 plus 4 is 16. So 16 by 3 comma 1 plus 4 is 5 minus 2 is 3 by 3 is 1. So centroid is 16 by 3 comma 1. Okay. You just keep it aside. I have centroid and its coordinates are 16 by 3 comma 1. And then I need to calculate circumcenter. So how to calculate circumcenter? Okay. So to calculate circumcenter I need some space. For that I am going to erase this. But just identify centroid as 16 by 3 comma 1 just with the help of formula x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Now what is centroid? Centroid is equidistant from all the three vertices. You just call it as A, B and C. Let S is equals to alpha comma beta be circumcenter. Since S is equals to alpha comma beta be circumcenter, then as per that logic of circumcenter, SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. SA means what? Distance from circumcenter to A. SB means what? Distance from circumcenter to B. And SC, distance from circumcenter to C. These three distances are equal and we need to use distance formula. So in distance formula we will get square root, right? So to remove that square root, just do squaring on SA square is equals to SB square is equals to SC square for all the three. And now what is SA square? A distance between S and A. So square root of that square root and square will get cancelled. And under the square root x2 minus x1 whole square, alpha minus 4 whole square plus beta minus 1 whole square is equals to, again SB, distance between S and B whole square. So alpha minus 7 whole square plus beta minus 4 whole square, and then SC square, distance between S and C. So alpha minus 5 whole square plus beta minus of minus plus 2 whole square. Okay. Now try to simplify. Here use perfect square formula to simplify it. You will get that alpha square plus beta square minus 8 alpha minus 2 beta plus 16 plus 1 17 is equals to, here alpha square plus beta square minus 14 alpha minus 16 beta. No, it's not 16, 2 4s is 8 minus 8 beta. And then 7 square is 49, 4 square is 16. So it will be 65 plus 65 is equals to, again try to simplify it. Alpha square plus beta square minus 10 alpha plus 4 beta. 5 square is 25 and 2 square is 4. 25 plus 4 is 29 plus 29. To calculate alpha and beta, because that alpha beta is our circumcenter. So as a part of simplification, first of all, you just cancel out alpha square beta square, because all these are equal, right? So as a balance you can cancel out. Again, see, use these two and get one equation in terms of alpha beta. Again use these two, you will get another equation in terms of alpha beta. And after solving those two equations in terms of alpha beta, you will get alpha and beta. First of all, send this 14 alpha this side. 14 alpha minus 8 alpha is 6 alpha. So that implies 6 alpha. And then send minus 8 beta this side. 8 beta minus 2 beta is plus 6 beta. And then this is plus 17. Send this 65 this side. Minus 65 and 17. Okay, what is the simplification? 65 minus 17 or okay, 10, 55 and then 5 and 48. So minus 48 is equals to 0 or is equals to 48. Okay, this is one equation. And when you think about these two, send this 14 alpha that side. 14 alpha minus 10 alpha is 4 alpha, and this minus 8 beta that side. 8 beta plus a 4 beta is 12 beta. As well send this 65 that side. 29 minus 65. 29 minus 65 means, okay, or you use 65 minus 29. Send this 29 this side. 45 and then 5, 36. Okay, this is equals to 36. So divide first equation with 6. Alpha plus beta is equals to 8. And divide second equation with 4. Alpha plus 3 beta is equals to 9. So try to calculate alpha and beta. Just eliminate it. Subtract alpha, subtract it and then eliminate alpha. You will get 3 beta minus beta, 2 beta. So you will get that beta is equals to 1 by 2. Okay. And since beta is equals to 1 by 2, what you say about alpha? And alpha is equals to, I will say, 15 by 2. Is it right? So alpha 15 by 2, beta 1 by 2. So circumcenter is this 15 by 2 comma 1 by 2. Okay, just have a look. So finally look this, okay. So this is the procedure to find circumcenter by taking SA, SB, SC as equal. Okay, so equalize it, use distance formula, simplify it, get alpha beta, that is circumcenter. So finally what we have? We have centroid using centroid formula, we have circumcenter using this procedure. But the question is about finding orthocenter. So now to find orthocenter, get the help of Euler line. Okay, I am erasing this for the space, but we need what? Centroid and circumcenter to find orthocenter. See, what Euler line suggests us is on a line, okay, this is orthocenter, this is circumcenter, somewhere centroid is there, and this centroid is dividing this orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. This centroid we found it by 16 by 3 comma 1, and circumcenter we calculated as 15 by 2 comma 1 by 2, whereas this orthocenter we need to find, since we don't know, take it as P comma Q. Now that P comma Q is the required answer for this problem. Again use this section division formula. So 2:1 and P comma Q and 15 by 2 comma 1 by 2. Okay. So by section division formula again I can calculate G. G is equals to M x2. So that in the sense 2 into 15 by 2 plus N x1 means 1 into P divided by 2 plus 1 comma M y2 2 into 1 by 2 plus N y1 1 into Q divided by 2 plus 1. When you calculate it, what will happen? 2 into 15 by 2 is 15 plus P. So 15 plus P divided by 3 comma 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 plus Q. 1 plus Q by 3. This is what? Centroid from the section division formula. But this is centroid from the formula already we derived it. So equalize these two. When you equalize these two, you will get that P comma Q, which is the orthocenter. Okay. Here x coordinate is 16 by 3 and here it is 15 plus P by 3. So 15 plus P by 3 is equals to 16 by 3. And y coordinate 1 plus Q by 3 is equals to this y coordinate 1. So calculate it, from there you will get P is equals to 1 and from here you will get Q is equals to 2. So at the end orthocenter is simply 1 comma 2. So to find orthocenter we need centroid, we need circumcenter. Okay. So just I mentioned you one problem where we need to calculate centroid, circumcenter and orthocenter. Okay. In usual examinations the questions may ask you only to find centroid, or sometimes the questions ask you to find circumcenter, and rarely they ask you to find orthocenter also. In any triangle this procedure will work, but there are some special triangles where we can calculate orthocenter in a very simple manner. See, everything we will discuss in the next class. Okay, have a good.